Hello friends, this video on current electricity part 29 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 28 before going ahead with this one. We want to calculate the equivalent resistance between these 2 points. That is, let us call this point as A and let us call this as B, this as C, this as D, this is E, F, G and H. So in the previous problem we calculated the equivalent resistance between A and G. Now we calculate the equivalent resistance between A and C. So how will it make a difference? This will definitely make a difference because now your destination has changed. So the path towards the destination will also change. Once we solve this problem, it will become clear to you that what is the change involved now. So this one also we will start similarly. Let us suppose some current I is entering from point A. So as it reaches this point, it has 3 possible paths. So how will it get distributed? If it takes this path, it has to cross 1, 2 resistors. If it takes this path, it has to cross 1, 2 resistors. If it takes this path, it has to cross 1, 2, 3, 4 resistors. That means the amount of current through this path and this path will be the same because here it has to pass through same number of resistors, but the amount of current through this path will be different. So let us say some current I1 flows through this, therefore same amount of current I1 will flow through this path. So how much current will flow through this one? Total current was I, so I minus 2I1 will flow through this path, right? So now this current will reach this point and this I1 will reach this point and this I1 will reach this point. So once it reaches this point B, again it has 2 possible paths. So if it takes this path, there is only 1 resistor. If it takes this path, there is 1, 2, 3 resistors, right? So how will it flow now? Again, the flow will be, the current in these 2 paths will be different. So let us suppose I2 current goes along this path. So how much current will flow along this path? The total current was I1 here, out of which I2 flowed along this side. So that means on this side it will be I1 minus I2. So what we saw, whenever it is a 1 resistor path, the current flowing is I2. For a path having 3 resistor, the current flowing is I1 minus I2. Now let us look at point D. So from point D also there are 2 possible paths. One is this one and the other one is this one. So if it goes through this path, it has to cross 1 resistor. If it goes through this path, it has to cross 1, 2 and 3 resistors. So here also the amount of current will be different. So through 1 resistor, the same amount of current will flow as it flowed through this 1 resistor, that is I2. So therefore, how much current will flow through this? Total was I1. So this will be I1 minus I2. Right? Now let us look at this point E. From here also the same thing. This is one path by which you will take 1, 2 and 3 resistors. The other path is again 1, 2 and 3 resistors. That means in this case, both the paths involve same number of resistors. So the current will get divided equally. So what was the total current? It was I minus 2I1. So I minus 2I1 divided by 2 along this path. Similarly, I minus 2I1 divided by 2 along this path. So this reaches here and this reaches here. Now once this reaches here, I1 minus I2 is coming from here. So that means I minus 2I1 by 2. So now at point H, this I1 minus I2 will add up with I minus 2I1 by I2. You write it like this, that will make things simpler. I by 2 minus I1. Right? So when this part and this part will get added up, how much current will flow through this? This will be I by 2 minus I2. So this much current will reach this point G. Similarly, when you look at this point F, From this side it is I1 minus I2, and from this side it is I minus 2I1 by 2. So they both will add up, and how much current will flow through this? The amount of current which will flow through this will again be I by 2 minus I2. Right? Now these two will again join up at this point G. So they will join together, and how much current will flow here? That will be I minus 2I2. So this much current will flow towards this. Now so from this arm I minus 2I2 will come, from this arm I2 will come, and from this arm I2 will come. So they will all join up together to form I. So I current entered the circuit and I current came out of the circuit. But different amount of currents went through different arms of the circuit. So you understood how does it make a difference if I change the points between which I want to calculate the equivalent resistance? The entire current distribution changes, right? So now in this case again we will draw the same diagram which we drew in the previous slide. So we start with point A. So from point A you have I1 going to point B and D, but some other current going to point E. So we will draw B and D together because same amount of current is going to B and D. Some other amount of current is going to point E. So we will draw point E separately, right? Now from point E, if you see, same amount of current is going to point H and point F. So from point E, same amount of current is going to point H and point F, right? And what happens to this point B and D? If you look at point B, you can see that from point B, some amount of current is going to point F, and similarly from point D, some amount of current is going to point H. That means from B there is something going to F. So from B to F, and then from D to H. So from B to F, and also from D to H, some amount of current is flowing, right? Now other than that, from B there is some amount of current going to point C, which is the terminating point. So from B, some amount of current is also going to point C. From D also, some amount of current is going to C. So from D, some current is going to H, some current to C. So some current already went to H and some current will go to C, right? So B and D is over. So from B and D, two arms bifurcated, so two arms are over. Now what happens to F and H? If you look at F goes to G and H also goes to G. That means both F and H will meet at G, and then from G it goes to C. So from G it goes to point C. Ignore this line, this was drawn by mistake, right? Now if you look at it, each of them represents a resistance of magnitude R. So each of this wire represents a resistance R. So now just to verify that you have drawn it correctly and you have not missed out any of the arms, you can just calculate the number of arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have covered all the 12 arms, right? Now here these R and R they are in parallel. These two resistances are in parallel. These two resistances are in parallel. These two resistances are in parallel. These two are in parallel, and these two are in parallel. So let us solve all the parallel resistances, right? So what will be the parallel resistance of, let us say, R is the parallel resistance of small r and r. So 1 by r parallel will be equal to 1 by r plus 1 by r. So r parallel is equal to r by 2. So that means parallel combination of r and r will give r by 2. Right? So now we make this diagram simple. Let us start with point A. Instead of r and r, I just draw r by 2. And I reach this point. Okay? So from this point again, instead of drawing r and r, I just draw r by 2 and I reach this point which is C. Now from this point, which was my B, there is another r and r parallel combination. Let me draw it as r by 2 again. From this point A, there was one resistance R which was going. So from this point A, there is one resistance R. This R goes and meets with another parallel combination of R and R. So this is another parallel combination which we can write as R by 2. And this R by 2 meets with this R by 2. So that is what I did here. They both meet. From here there is another parallel combination of R and R which is R by 2. From there is another resistance R. So there is another resistance R which joins with point C. So now do you think it is easier for you to calculate the equivalent resistance of this circuit? Yes, because now these two resistances are in series. These two are in series. Similarly, these two are also in series. So you can further simplify it like this. This is R by 2. This is R by 2. This is R by 2. This will be R plus R by 2. That is 3R by 2. Similarly, this is R plus R by 2. That is 3R by 2. And this is point C. Now, does this resemble your Wheatstone bridge? Yes, it does. So here your R1 is R by 2, R2 is R by 2. So R1 by R2 is equal to 1. So this resembles Wheatstone bridge, where R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4 is equal to 1. That means the bridge is balanced, so no current will flow through the middle arm and therefore R by 2 will not contribute to the total equivalent resistance. So when we calculate the total equivalent resistance, my circuit again becomes like this. So my circuit will look somewhat like this. This is R by 2, this is R by 2, this is 3R by 2, this is 3R by 2. So this R by 2 and R by 2 are in series. So we can write it as R. Similarly, 3R by 2, 3R by 2 are in series. So we can write it as 3R. So now the equivalent resistance of the circuit will be the parallel combination of R and 3R. Therefore, 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by 3R. Right? So this will be equal to 4 by 3R, or we can say R equivalent is equal to 3 by 4R. So this is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. So if you see, the approach still remains the same in these kind of problems, which are normally called as 12-wired problems. You first look at the points which are your starting point and ending point, and then you draw the entire current distribution. Once that is done, then you draw this simplified figure of the circuit. Once the simplified figure is done, you verify that you have covered all the arms by calculating if you have a total of 12 arms in your simplified circuit. If you have so, then you are almost done with the solution. And then you can solve it in your normal method. So we will look at the... Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.